Hey folks, welcome back to the video series. Today we're doing some pre-calculus applications of Algebra 2 concepts. And you've already seen the video that was about inverses and some special cases of the inverses. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to start with the graphing calculator, so you should have that next to you there. And we're going to start in the graphing mode. So I'll start here. And in the graphing function, I'm going to put in a special type of function. It's going to be 1 minus the square root of x minus 3. All right, and this is one of those that you saw in the other video that had special situation. And so we'll just take a look at what this one looks like. You can pause this video if you need to stop and do this on your own calculator. So let's draw this, and here we see the bottom half of a sideways parabola. And here's what I'd like to show you. This is kind of a neat little item that we can do. Notice that right here on the top it says sketch. It's a part of the sketching process. So if you click on F4, you'll see that it says sketch the inverse right here, and that's also F4. So if you press F4 twice, you'll actually get a picture of the inverse of this function. Now as we exit here, unfortunately for you, it doesn't put it right in there. Boy, wouldn't that be nice. But at least what it does for you is it shows you a picture of what it should be. So let's go back to that graph and take a look a little bit more closely at it. We see that this is a right side up parabola, just like this one is a sideways parabola, and it's only half of it. So it's like one of those special situations with quadratics. If you zoom in a little closer, you'll find that this point right here, this endpoint, is the point 1 comma 3. So going back to our equation, we know that there's a 1 and a 3 in this one as well. There's a 1 there and there's a 3 there. Now this was 3 to the right and that was 1 up. In this case it flipped it over, so all kinds of weird stuff going on. But in the graph then, as we draw this again, you'll see that in this case that it looks like a parabola that's moved 1 to the right and up 3. So we could do a little guess and check here and just try something. Let's try in y2 to do a parentheses x minus 1. And remember, x minus 1 is the right one. And don't forget, you got to go. Oh, I just hit x squared. I'm fine. And then I have to go up 3 and draw the picture. Well, it didn't quite do the trick for us, did it? Because notice that in this case, it's got this entire part as well. And you can't flip this guy over and get a parabola. So we need to restrict our domain here. And notice that the domain that we're looking for is the left side of that parabola. And it looks like it's from the number 1. So going back to our picture, we're going to actually modify this. So I'll hit the reverse button here, and that gets me here. And remember that we just put a comma, and then we use the bracket. So there's a bracket, and since we're coming from negative infinity, we just put a comma, and then we're going to go all the way to 1, and I'll put the other one in. There we go. Now I've essentially restricted the domain of that function. Execute and draw. Ah, how gorgeous. So as you can see, we are able to do a little guess and check to figure this out. Let me exit this now. And so what you see here is the exact answer to the inverse of that one. Now your challenge today is to try to find this right here. Try to find that by doing your actual inverse calculation. Switch the x into y, solve for y, and then don't forget, in this case, you have to restrict your domain. Otherwise, the answer would be wrong because you'd be drawing the entire parabola. I hope the graphing calculator helps you to understand this concept a little bit better. You can use the graphing calculator to practice working with a couple of those other problems too that you saw in the video. All right, see you tomorrow.